Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hey You series with your girl Petronella Nduru. This is a place I get to share my stories, my thoughts, and my mind. And also I'll be inviting other people to share their stories as well. I'm so honored to have you join me on this episode. So don't forget to leave your comments and share with your family and friends. Having said that, let's jump into today's topic, which is Hey You, Do It Afraid. I first heard about this phrase, or we want to call it a quote, do it afraid, last year, and I loved it. It reminded me of all my past experience where I ventured into a new opportunity with fear inside of me, but still I did it anyway. From starting my company, The Royal Deity, to all the events I ever hosted, to recording my first song, not forgetting how I hesitated to start this podcast, this Hey You podcast. I was just like, okay, who wants to hear me speak? In all those moments, I was afraid, like very afraid. I really relate to this phrase a lot, do it afraid. But mostly a few months ago, I really got to experience what it meant before 2020 ended, when I battled with fear. So every time I think of initiating something new, fear always creeps into my mind. I don't want to say I never battled with fear, because no. But previously, I would somehow suppress my fear. My determination would go beyond, would suppress those thoughts. But somehow this time I failed. As I have told you in my last episode, I drafted my Hold a Hand campaign proposal. For all those that want to know more, go and search the Hold a Hand Facebook page. Is there on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So as I drafted the campaign, fear was so strong. For days I struggled, guys. In all those days, I kept on waking up and drafting my proposal. I did it afraid. So after submitting my proposal, I felt sick for a while. My body somehow, I don't know what happened. I think it's the pressure or something. But my body just went, I think it crashed. But the worst part was the mind battles I went through. The thoughts the devil was telling me, yo. He was telling me like, you are sick because you are a sinner, you did this. And I was afraid. The problem that we make as human beings is to allow fear to make us believe that the first lie, oh, you're not going to pass. Trust me, with so many people, how can you qualify? Or there's someone better than you doing what you're doing, so why you? Once we believe that, he comes again and again until we are all covered in fear, until we are like stagnant until we have completely yielded ourselves to fear, until fear takes everything away from us, our hope, our faith, our potential, our dreams and vision. I know how it feels. Trust me, I go through this like every time. But do you know what saved me last year? I did everything afraid. I would wake up and do what I'm supposed to do. With fear in my bones, with weakening thoughts in my mind, I sat on my laptop and worked like there's no tomorrow. I worked and worked. Even after sending my proposal, I knew I was competing with young leaders around the world. You want to know what I did? I started preparing like I already had the money. I started setting my systems. I would wake up and work like everything is there. If you listen to my previous podcast, Hey You Prepare for Rain, you know what I mean. Most importantly, during this time, I ran to God. This was hard for me. It's hard to pray when you are fearful, and when there is no hope. Hey you, there is a reason the Bible says, be not afraid 365 times. That's like a fear not, like every day of your life. God knew for us to become what we are meant to be, we must be fearless. We must choose faith over fear every single day. One of my favorite scriptures is in Psalms 56 verse 3 and 4. I'm not a preacher, I'm just a girl who loves God. It says, whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, I will praise His word. In God, I've put my trust. This is the New King James Version. The Psalms are one of my favorite chapters in the Bible. But guys, have you ever thought about, can you imagine the King David, also battling with fear? He was a king, guys. Can you imagine that? This just shows us that there is no one who is immune to fear. We are not going to be the first ones, and we are not going to be the last ones. We are not alone. Hey, you are not alone. We all have been fearful at some point, and we will be in the future. But in everything, just do it afraid. You want that job? Just something inside you is telling you it's obvious you won't get it. Hey, you, just send that email. Do it afraid. You want to ask probably that lady out if you're a guy, but then what chance do you have of getting her? Hey, you, just do it afraid. Send that DM or that message. You want to enter into that university or study that program, send that application. Do it afraid. Be the one to start that conversation. Be the one to send that email. Just try, hey. If the fear ever get too loud, find someone to talk to. Talk to someone you trust. Never keep fear inside of you. It will totally cripple you. It's okay to seek help. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. Talk to God. By saying do it afraid, I'm saying with fear bottled inside of you, look fear straight into the eyes and say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. And what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I love you and God bless you. I will see you soon. Bye. You can rise, you can win. With God, all things are possible. You are the sword of the